Hello and welcome back to the new video in my channel. This is the first video of 2021. So this will be my first video I release. It's all about scrapping a motherboard. If I want to process it completely, or I just take out a certain amount of material I want. It's a little bit messy and time consuming, but in the end, if you micro scrapping or collecting some other future things for winter doing, or if you're home or corona sick, cannot go down, or doing some lockdowns, I don't know, 2021 is the year, the new year. So stay tuned and you will see. This video is also made for Street Copper 11. He want to see the difference between also the material. Also for Miss Canadian Scrapper, she has a lot of circuit boards, and as I know, I don't think they had done so much electronic scrapping at the same amount as we regular scrapper do. You can collect stuff and sell them as they are, but maybe don't actually know what kind of goodies you can actually take out of it and process it as maximum for brass, copper, aluminium, silver, gold, and so on. So this is an extra video for those two people. So here you go. Alright, this is the board I am gonna to process. I have done some small cheating and lookups to see what actually I am gonna to process and why. So I am gonna show you. This is really actually a good board to process a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to gold recovery, and I do see a lot of aluminium and other kinds of goodies on this board. So I'm gonna show you in detail before I doing the actual process to see what is on it. So let's do it. So let's start with the actual board. I remove the heatsink. I'm gonna use this as a pinpointer. It's got a quite good aluminum heatsink, so I just remove the steel. And I got a small fan, and it's probably copper in it, and we have some boards and more cables with the brass contacts and so on. But here's the thing, I'm gonna need a small flyer or something. I can remove that. Okay, so what do we see here? All right, we see these 4 aluminum heatsinks. One over there, that's 5. And I do collect those because these cylinders are actually contains aluminium, so I do collect them. I do see at least 2 silver crystals. Sorry for the shaking, I have holding the phone really quite grippy. And we have some nice IC chips. More chips over there, and I think there were some kind of copper in those, some kind of copper spool. We have a nice fan with another kind of copper motor in it. Then you have those. Let's see if I can bring one up somehow. Those, yeah. This is some kind of bracket. They come in in one, or even like this, a few more. They are really high gold plated stuff in it. So those I collect, and also the pins are pretty nice gold plated. There are different times you can remove it, but I just cut them at the end just before the plastic with a small very tiny flyer, because otherwise it's gonna be too much lead and other kind of scrap from the plastic and stuff. So I just cut them at the closest bottom I can, and then you got the most purity of the gold plated pins instead for to have it mixed. Then we have the slots for the graph card, audio card, internet cards, and so on. They are half plated gold pins in those. And I saw one more crystal here. Then we have the IDE parts. Those are nice gold plated pins. I do it the same here as this one. I just cut them really close to the where are we? To the board. Really close. Then I just bend it up a little bit. And then I go for the next one. When this one is released, I just take them from here and remove them out this way or this way. And I see here, as I told you about, this one is the multiple bracket. Then we have this one, the single bracket. It's the same kind that you use to your hard drive when you're choosing it for master or slave, if you have different kinds of hard drives or more. There we have another blue one. There's another blue one. These are actually the same as the red one. So they are really nice gold plated parts in that. Then we have some copper. Then we have the two RAM sticks, a lot of gold, and I also see some IC chips under the metal thing. Same deal here. That's the same kind of gold plated parts as those. Half plated, just the tip are gold plated. And then we have this small board. If you look there, they are the gold pin, and it's just connected. Maybe I can, yeah, I can remove it. Maybe. Oh yeah, I could. Cool. So this is a gold thing. This is the audio connection. Sometimes you can actually look for this one. This is my magnet, and this not get stuck. I'm gonna show you what I mean. This is magnet, right? So this one, check this out. They are actually stainless steel or coating brass. So this could be as dirty brass, as you want to call it. You see this one? Boom! It got stuck immediately. But this one, no. Why? This is because the USB port and the RJ45 jacks internet. And this is other kind of contact for the old mouse or old keyboard or something. So this one was a magnet. Maybe it's something inside it that a magnet, not maybe the case. So I still have to take this apart to see if they're magnets. But now for sure I know this one is not magnetic. So what about the speaker thing? You see, no, I'm not getting stuck on it. So they are probably brass. And of course we have a lot of these small gold pins like everywhere. Yeah. So what's for the CPU? It's a nice CPU with pins. There are some ideas how to remove those easy and quickly. And the top can be probably zinc or copper. I guess about the weight, it could be actually copper. And inside here, in this hole, there are a lot small gold-plated holes that bring this one. So yeah, now I'm gonna show you a little bit more about the steel. Cool. Then we have a screw, steel. Yeah. Then of course we have the MLCCs, and MLCCs are the small one with a C and a number. That are MLCC. So those, if you can collect them, do it. I do all normally just the big one because it's so many of them. You have this kind of same thing with an L. L stands for loser, so you don't have to pick them up. But yep, just a small quick review about what I looking for at the board. Now I'm gonna show you some idea how I remove it and how I check it. So when you're processing a circuit board, PCB, power board, whatever kind of board you want, it depends what kind of thing you want. You have to have a plan where to start. For the silver crystals, I'm using a flat one because I think that's most easiest way for me. So I just grab it like that and give it a twist, and it comes right off. Right, another one. Every time you're filming is of course difficult. The next one. So that's the three I found for that. The second one I want to go are for the aluminium. And to remove that, I just grab this one and twisting it. And so on until I get those resistors I want. But I do have to check how I bend my tools, because I don't want to damage the gold-plated pins or try to get them out of the what should I say, MLCCs. MLCCs can also be crushed, so it depends what you're looking for and what kind of stuff you want. Then of course you remove the aluminium. That's one. Two. The bigger one. Some kind of metal thing. You have to remove the metal thing. You want to have the maximum amount of copper or even aluminium in this case. Let's see if I can. Oh, this is just plastic. Away with that. And you have the fan. It's just plastic spikes on that. So remove that. And of course, thank you. There was metal. Then we have a nice aluminium heatsink on the fan. And yeah, now we can otherwise go for the for those brackets. I don't have any perfect tool for that, so I'm just using my knife to just slide it up. Come quite easy. Alright. As I mentioned, don't try to bend the gold pins too much because it's gonna be hard to bend them back or something. Maybe I can use a double and using the alright, I did bend it, but that's so much I can just pull them back up. And we go for the last one on this cup. So boom. Now you see there are a lot of gold pins there. And for those, I'm using a. I have someone in the front. I have a really small flyer. So what I'm doing is actually I hold my finger on the top. And just cut it. If you don't put your finger on the top, they will fly away. You see how close where are we? There we are. The close to the base center I am, and this is what I got. Nice gold-plated, high-yield fingers. So what I'm doing is taking this one just at the bottom one and cut it. And boom. I don't know, other people will probably just go with a chisel and a hammer and you have the plastic and you have other kind of stuff that's gonna be difficult to remove without using any kind of acids. And the same deal with the MLCCs. Just grab my flat and twist. And there you go. These are contains pendulum, I think it was palladium or something. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. When it comes to the USB, it's a little bit different. It's kind of tools. Maybe sometime I can just do that and then just remove the gold pins. Quite easy. So now you have a little bit start about what I'm looking for. So I'm just starting to go through the actual processing. I don't want to bore you with that, so I skip that, and let's go for the these contacts. It's the brass and gold plated pins. Put them over there for now. This is what you get from the RJ45 jacks. Sometimes they comes out with the unit, or sometimes they're not. So these are actually quite good gold plated. You have more gold and the topper one and the USB port. I don't know if you can see it. This one is just the tips, and this is a little bit more over it, right? So, but I'm gonna just remove that for now. Those I just cut as they are and put them over there. So we have two separate. Come on. Right. So let's check the this square part I was talking about. Let's see. What? Yep. There were nice copper in there. See? It was a bit magnetic. I felt that with the screw thing. So yeah, it was copper in there. So how do I bring them out? Well, I don't know. I just pop it somehow. It's this ceramic thing. It's the same deal with the round one, I think, and it's doubled. Boom, nice copper. Put them there as long, and I'm gonna process this one, and I'm gonna show you later the total amount of stuff I will pick out, as much as I can. Even this one. Just remove them, and let's see. That's really nice, high yield gold plated part. I put them at the same spot as the pins, so it's quite easy to actually break it. And you just remove it, boop, and you have a nice gold plated thing. So I'll put them at the side. So the deal is now that I will first go through all the these resistors, the cylinder resistors, to remove all that I needed. And then otherwise I'm just using this knife to scratch the legs of the IC chips at the fourth sides, and it come right off. That's the easiest part when it comes to those. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's quite easy. But sometimes, if you're lucky, even check the home base for the battery. Sometimes they are actually really nice gold, but this one is just regular. But remove the sealing, and there you go, and take that out from the plastic like that, and then check with the magnet. So this is actually brass. So check everything. If it's not gold, there are probably some other kind of material that you will use. Just same here. There's the other part, brass. So otherwise I would throw that away if I didn't know what it was, but now I know it's brass, so 1 score for me. And then I'm gonna show different types how to remove these. But first I need to remove all the aluminium and all the gold pins, so I make space so I can use a chisel, put them under like that, and using a hammer and go through. Then it's just everything fall off in the part are just rubbish. I don't need that. Same deal with this one. I go in here, go with the hammer and hammering and pull everything up on that side, and you will see on the side you will see the thing how to use it. So I'm not gonna record when I'm doing the actual process because the video is gonna be too long. So I'm just gonna go here, and then I'm done with everything. I'm gonna show you the total amount of stuff I got from this board. That's this side of the gold plated parts from the CPU. I just removed the white frame around it with the metal gear, and this is what you see under it. Really small, tiny. Let's see if I can focus. You see that? Boom. So tiny. But they are a lot. And they are high yield gold plated if you manage to remove everyone. If I succeeded with my mission that I normally do to probably 70% of removing these parts, and sometimes they're just breaking in the center or half or like small squares, but it's easy way to actually take the part out from the plastic. I'm gonna show you as well when I take this away. So it's time for a little bang bang. I have made this box quite easy, just to have something to bang on, and I put this aluminium rail because if I just going here, the wood gonna break down and everything just gonna be messy. So this one helps me actually to get my board at stick in one spot like that. So the difference is when you're doing the last piece of the bang bang, or you're using some kind of air pressure machine or something, it's still good to have something to collect everything. Then you just have to pour it out. So if I want to start with these two, I have to make sure there's nothing on this side, because I can't put it in here. It will take us stop it, and I can go over there and I can remove that if I want. And it's easier to go the thin way, not this way, this way. So I'm gonna put this right like that, and we need the glasses because it's gonna get a little bit messy. I can put it in the corner as well, because I want to have it controlled. I want to go diagonal like that, otherwise everything just moving when I hammering. So I'm gonna do it, and probably just a little bit to show you. Then I'm gonna do some speed ups. So it's quite easy. Make sure you have it. Boom. Now you just have to pull this out. This is nice gold plated pins. You put them out from the inside, as I did with the other stuff. Just go in, find someone, and you pull it out, or you can go from the back side. It's probably easier because of the when you smashing, everything will be like, you know, a little bit smashed up and going sideways, so probably easier to go from the other side. So I will also take this part, because I know the contact here is brass, so I will gonna max out the profit as much I can from this one. Same deal. And just pull them out, and you have the brass. And the rest of it will be probably you can go through everything. Every piece will get stick here, or you can just put them in the side, and then you can check it later if they are worth to save it or not. There will probably be a lot of MLCCs now. That's why I want to process by hand as much as I can before I do this, because when I'm doing this, there's gonna be a lot of all kinds of material that will fall off that I don't really need. So make sure that you collect everything you want to collect by hand before you're doing the hammering. Those capacitors, they can fall off, that doesn't matter. You can pick them up if you want to collect those, as I do. So now these are soon clean, so I can twist it and have it this side, and then I can go here. Those are a little bit tricky, so I prefer to go one by one. Try to clean up a little bit before and go clean and go, because these pins will probably otherwise stick around on the board or just bend and spread out, because they can sometimes fall off really easy. So yeah. This is what I mean. You can fall off pretty easy and it gets stick on the board. I have a few here, and some of them still stuck here at the board at the last end. Another thing, when you're using a chisel or whatever you want to use, try to have it a little bit diagonal, because if it's too long, you're gonna get stuck at your handle. The small one doesn't matter, but the long one will not work. So try to have it a little bit diagonal, then you can continue all the way, and it's gonna be a lot easier. So this is some half-plated pins. I wanted to try to remove that as much as I can. Flip it over and clean the board. And you can just pick them up. Oh, basically this is a completely takedown of a
motherboard. If I want to do it, I would probably left nothing else on it. I can still sell this as a really low grade board because there are a lot of copper on the circuit board. So this is the amount of brass. I save you time, but not to process this. And this is aluminium capacitors. I do have some chips and aluminium, and I have these gold plated and silver crystal, and this screw do not belong in there, into the bucket. These are the same deal as that. We have a little bit of copper, and we have that transformer, and we have this aluminium stuff, and so on. This is the pile of low yield gold pins. This looks like that, and we have a high yield gold pins. I saved some time but not processed it because I have collect that in other kind of box. I'm gonna process in time. I can still pop that out, just fall off there. So yeah, basically this is how I can do it. If I want to do it, if I want to make as much as possible. If you collect those, you can also put them as brass if you don't want to depollute it, but you can also collect those and sell them probably on eBay or Amazon to gold refining people that people are looking. So you can actually collect them and sell them by 1 ounce and 2 ounce per bag or something. So it's actually worth it. I'm gonna sell them in time. So as the half-plated. You can also sell the MLCCs and stuff, but you have to have amount of it, so it's worth it to sell them. So yeah, you can do it. Otherwise, you put it in brass, as long as not check with the magnet, because they're slightly magnetic. Because they are gold-plated brass pins. So